Hello, welcome. I'm Lyndon from Property Lim Brothers. Welcome to my home. Fun fact about me is that I used to work in the funeral industry, so I was a funeral director for 5 years. I think spending time, especially since getting my house, spending a lot of time at home with my wife or with my friends, just to relax and just to hang out. In terms of work and my personal life, I think it's not so much about balancing both ends, but really what takes priority in your own life, be it work or even personal. For me, it's really personal because I chose this job to be able to attend important stuff, like if you have things that's pre-planned, even with relative side and all that. Because this work allows you to schedule it according to then, you don't have to react too much to it, and you're not so stuck towards like, hey, I can't do this because this. So I wanted more of a luxe feel after seeing so many show flats and all that, and I thought it was really nice. My wife wanted more of an industrial feel. We wanted to be out of the norm by going everything black, so if later you get the chance to see the entire house, you realize that our house is really very dark in terms of the kitchen, the rooms and all that kind of thing. I think in essence, what me and my wife decided was, number one, our statement piece was going to be our Chesterfield sofa, so we need to match along that. I've always wanted a Chesterfield. Disclaimer, it is not the most comfortable, you cannot fall asleep in it for big size people like me. Like my wife lies down and I got no more space already, so it's just for aesthetic, but it's a very good sofa in terms of sitting up, having the right posture and all. What made me choose this particular unit? I felt that I got a decent ballot number. I had about 400 plus. There were total about, I think, 700 or 800 plus 4-room units here. This was not my first choice, definitely. I think it was more of like my 4th or 5th choice. And then, sometimes with family, you have to ask like, if you believe in this kind of stuff, it's better to do it than not do it. So we asked a relative of ours, like what's based on our 八字, based on our qua number, what would be the best number. So if you realize that my unit number has a running number of 1 to 5. I will not tell you my unit number because it's going to go online. But yes, it has all the numbers of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I was used to the countertop height in my house kitchen, so I got the exact same countertop height. We wanted to have a much bigger master bedroom because me and my wife were cramped into my own common bedroom for a period of 2 years. So we had like 2 wardrobes, 1 study table, 1 queen size bed, and then we had a small fridge. So we wanted our master bedroom to be much more comfortable, more spacious to walk around, not feel so cluttered. So that's why we do not have a wardrobe in our master too. My favorite spot is my office because I have a big enough monitor. I can do everything on it. I can hang out personally. My favorite pastime is watching shows also. I can watch it there. For my wife, it's the living because I guess I've already choked the office. When I was young, I've never had the luxury of sleeping on a good bed. So it was always like $150 sofa bed from IKEA that converts. That was for like the first 18 years to 20 years of my life. And then my wife told me that I should invest in a better bed. So when she moved in, then we got a temporary bed. It was like maybe about 1,200 for a queen size. So then my current bed, we also invested in it. We more or less made up our mind before we bought the house, and we bought that bed, and it's been one of the best purchases ever. We have 2 alpacas that our colleagues and friends went crazy when they came to our house for our housewarming. We at first saw this alpaca when we went furniture shopping somewhere in Singapore. When we looked at the price tag, it was like, what? So I think it was like maybe 200, 300 plus Sing for one. So I asked my wife, hey, babe, take a picture of it and then see whether you can find it on Taobao. So we bought it on Taobao and then we fell into a black hole of items. So there are alpacas. You can see also that we have 3 right now. That is going to be our family. And then there are others that we are interested to get. So we are planning to make a zoo. I think there's like an alligator, there's a dinosaur, long 2-meter duck that lies on the floor, but not very practical items. My personal goal that I'm always working towards has always been the same. It's always to be able to provide financial stability for my family. I want to be able to bless my family with whatever they have, not worrying about financial stuff. And the sad but true thing in Singapore is that it is a good place to live in, but it's not cheap also. And if you really want to just be fuss free, like we're not talking about staying in Orchard Road penthouses and all that kind of thing, but when you want to go on dates, you're not like, why the movie is $14.50, that kind of thing. If anyone wants to buy my house in 4 years time for $800 to $1 million, I'll be more than happy to sell it to you.